All right, guys. We are live with another one, guys. Okay. We are live with another one. The mic is hot, guys. Okay. You already know what this is. Welcome to the channel. This is OE MMA TV. I'm your host, OE. Like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. It takes minimal effort to give me the thumbs up, so you might as well do it. Thank you for supporting independent MMA media, guys. And like I always say, this is your channel, the only channel where the fans come first, not last. All right, guys. Guys, I mean, it was a great card. I must say it was a great card, you know what I mean? I did before this card actually happened, I did rate it a 4.5. As Anthony Smith will say, on paper, when you looked at this card, I couldn't rate it very high. So I rated it a 4.5, 4.5. One being trash, 10 being best. I rated it a 4.5. But after, watching it live, I must say, guys, I did rate it a solid 6. At first I said it was a 5.5, but you know what? I must say, uh, it was an entertaining card. I say a solid 6, guys. Okay, solid 6 for this UFC fight night. Okay, solid 6, I must say. Let's start. Let's start at the top, guys. Let's start at the top. Okay, guys, I just want to start off with this was my first UFC fight night prediction card that I actually lost for 2025, guys. It's a sad story. I haven't for all of 2025, okay, because that's when I started doing these fight night predictions. Um, I have not lost. I have not lost with my UFC fight prediction, guys. Okay, I've always stayed above 500 with all my predictions. However, last night was my first losing prediction card, guys. Okay, I want to start at that. All right, I went 5-8 with my UFC fight prediction, guys. Okay, let me make sure it was that. Hold on. Yeah, guys, 5-8. 5-8, guys. Okay, first UFC prediction cards that I ever lost in 2025, guys. Just awful, guys. Awful. All right. So as it stands with my UFC fight prediction, how you doing? How are you doing? Blessings to you. Blessings to you. Welcome to your channel. Welcome to your chat. But as it stands right now with my UFC fight predictions for 2025, guys, I'm 238 wins and 158 losses. Okay, that is 238 wins and 158 losses. That's way above 500. But I do have to repeat. Yesterday was my first losing, card. It was my first losing prediction card. So that's atrocious, but that's okay. That's okay. We're gonna keep moving forward. Uh, Star Moth says, "Yo, you watch baseball?" No, I do not watch any baseball. I do not watch any baseball. I used to watch baseball. I used to go to ball games all the time. You know what I mean? But that was as a kid. Not anymore, man. I don't really watch baseball anymore. Not like that. But yeah, guys, let's talk. Let's talk about these fights, man. Let's talk about these fights. Melissa Croden, very, very impressed with Melissa Croden. I believe that was her first. That was her UFC official debut fighting in the UFC. Against Tanara Lisbo. Tanara Lisbo totally disappointed me. Totally disappointed me. But there's pretty much nothing she could do to Melissa. I mean, in that first round, Tanara Lisbo definitely showed she was there to fight. But as the rounds went on to 2 and 3, I mean, Melissa Croden, guys, she looked like GSP out there. She's out there throwing, you know, Superman punches. You know what I mean? Her body it looks like GSP. I mean, guys, she was very much impressive yesterday. You know what I mean? The win was phenomenal. She wanted to keep the fight standing, and she did. You know what I mean? Melissa Croden, I must say, everybody has to pay attention to her. You know what I mean? The way she looks, the way she fights, the way she talks on the mic. I mean, everything is right about Melissa Croden, especially the way she delivers, in the octagon, I must say. Who is your team you grew up in New York, right? Better not be the Mets. Uh it's funny that you know that I actually grew up in New York. What a stalker. But yeah, I actually did grow up in New York, and it definitely was the Yankees. The Yankees were my favorite team at the time. But like I said, I don't watch baseball anymore, my guy. Um, but yeah, once again, very much impressed with Melissa Croden. Watch out for her. I'm gonna keep an eye on her. She reminds me of the female version of GSP, Melissa Croden. Okay. What else? You Usury, the guy who fought Azimat. I picked Azimat to win this fight. Unfortunately, I should have never picked him. Usury trained with Alex Pereira. Let me tell you something. It showed. It showed. His stand up was just phenomenal. Ended up knocking out Azimat with a phenomenal knockout, guys. Very, very much impressed with that one. Very much, very much impressed with the knockout as well. It was phenomenal for him. Phenomenal. I mean, he showed in his other fights that he gasses. But let me tell you something. When he's there to fight, that's what happens. He can knock you out. Dirty Jew. That is messed up, man. We used to be neighbors. I'm Bobby Gigliano. Bobby Gigliano. I don't know who that is. Gigliano. We used to be neighbors. Gigliano. Gigliano. I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. But it sounds Italian. You know what I mean? But moving on, guys. We got Stephanie Luciano. You know what I mean? Actually, I want to congratulate Stephanie Luciano because let me tell you something. Stephanie was the first person on this card to actually give me, one of my few dubs. So big ups to Stephanie, Luciano. I actually had her winning this fight and she ended up delivering. Okay, so happy about that. She definitely delivered. Also, guys, congratulations to Drew Doper. I had Drew Doper winning. A lot of people had Kyle winning this fight, due to, Drew Doper being in the mix, in the UFC for a long time, having a lot of mileage. But let me tell you something. Drew Doper showed up. Drew Doper went out there. And even though, yes, he has declined, he went out there, with guns blazing. Congratulations to Drew Doper. Let me tell you something. Drew Doper showed out. Let me see. Stephanie Luciano Waniano last night. I don't know who that is. Stephanie Luciano Waniano lost last night. I thought Stephanie Luciano did well. I thought Stephanie Luciano did well. What else? Moving on. Moving on. High Lung Park. Highland Park. I want to say Highland Park. Thank you for nothing. Okay. Thank you for nothing. I had Highland Park winning this fight by submission, and you know what? He ends up losing, guys. You know what I mean? So thank you, Highland Park, for absolutely nothing. Okay. Couldn't even go out there and perform. Should be ashamed of yourself with that type of performance. Okay. Thank you for nothing. I won't be picking you next time. Guaranteed. Okay. Moving on. Moving on. Let me see what else. Oh, Cody Gibson. Cody Gibson. Look, Cody Gibson. Cody Cody Gibson. I ended up choosing Cody Gibson. And what did he do? He goes out there and wets the bed, guys. Cody Gibson goes out there and wet the bed. I said he'll go out there. He'll be able to, withstand the damage. But unfortunately, he goes out there in the first round, and Cody Gibson gets himself knocked the fuck out. Not picking you anymore. Okay, that's Garen fucking Teed as well. All right, who else? Who else do I got in this card to thank? Let me see. Oh, Davy Grant. You see, Davy Grant, I picked you for the same reasons why I picked Drew Doper. A lot of people were saying that Drew Doper, he had a little bit too much mileage. He's been in the UFC for a long time. He's fought the who's who. And you know what? I thought the same about Davy Grant. I said Davy Grant has been in the UFC for a long time. I mean, he's damn near 40 years old. But let me tell you something. Every time I watch Davy Grant, he's never out of a fight. And what does Davy Grant do? Fucking wet the bed. Gets himself knocked out. Beautiful. Thank you, Davy Grant. Had you winning. But unfortunately, you couldn't show up. Fucking thank you. Thank you. Who else? Who else we gotta thank? I do want to thank Mannion Farad. Gotta thank Mannion Farad, guys. Gotta thank her because you know what? I did pick her to win against Jasmine. You know what I mean? I just knew Jasmine's resume was similar to Anthony Smith, where you look at that you look at their record and it's just not that pretty. All right, not that pretty, especially with the opponents that they faced. And Mannion Farad goes in there, knocks out Jasmine, just as predicted, guys. Okay, just as predicted. How you doing? How you doing? Blessings to you. Blessings to you, man. Uh, y'all heard about the secret relationship between Cowboy and Bryce Mitchell? Is that for real? Is that a real thing? Cowboy and Bryce Mitchell? That's crazy. That is out of control, guys. That is out of control. What else, guys? What else we can talk about? Yeah, Mannion Farad. Thank you, Mannion Farad, for showing out and showing up. I really appreciate that one. Let me see. Ayman Zahabi. Ayman Zahabi. What a great performance! I had Ayman Zahabi winning this fight against Marlon Vera. I actually thought Marlon Vera had a little bit too much mileage on him, and it showed. Ayman Zahabi went out there and showed that he's in there. He's in there to fight. He's in there to compete against the best. And let me tell you something. He got a good win against Marlon Vera. Very impressive performance by Eamon Zahabi. There was moments in there that he did get hurt by Marlon Vera, but he showed experience by staying in the fight, staying in the fire, and he never quit. All right, and Eamon Zahabi got the dub, guys. Congratulations to him. Congratulations to him. What do you think? What do you think pitches and who catches in that relationship? Dominic between Kobe and Bryce Mitchell. I have no idea. I don't want to think about things like that. You know what I mean? Everybody can have their own, little thing, where you know, behind closed doors. But in reality, I could care less. I'm not gonna think about what you do behind closed doors. But yeah, guys, congratulations to Eamon's Hobby. Thank you for the win because I did have you winning. Okay. And congratulations to Mike Mallet, Mike Malott. Thank you. All right, for beating Kevin Holland and kicking him in the balls. Okay, you should have kicked him a few more times in the balls. To be honest with you, all right, because I don't like Kevin Holland. I think he's a jackass. To be honest with you, uh, but uh, but it is what it is. But it is what it is. Congratulations to Mike Malott, excuse me, for taking this fight. All right, Kevin Holland, he was trying to pull some excuses because let me tell you something. Mike had him feeling the power, and Kevin Holland didn't. He didn't want no part in that. All right, guys, he wanted no part in that power. All right, so congratulations for getting that win, Mike. I appreciate it. All right, I appreciate that. Finally, hopefully, you know what I mean. You sent Kevin Holland back to his home, which is the cemetery. You know what I mean? Hopefully you send him back to the cemetery with his shovel, okay? And you have him bury himself, all right? Because that's where he belongs. Because he's a dead body, okay? So thank you, Mike. I appreciate it. What do you think about Tony Ferg fighting YouTuber now? It is what it is, guys. You know what I mean? Congratulations for Tony Ferguson. He's chasing the bag. Hopefully he's getting paid very well to fight these YouTubers or TikTokers, whatever you want to call them. Salt Poppy. That's what the last guy he beat. And you know what? He beat him. Congratulations to Tony. He hasn't gotten a win in a long time. So when he got that win, you're damn right I celebrated. I definitely cracked open a 40. But guys, going to the main event of the evening, guys. This was a surprising performance, guys. Okay, if you go back and watch my live, you'll see that in that first round, RDR Reina de Ritter, everything was going according to plan. Everything was going according to plan. He looked well. He looked like he had years of experience above Brandon Allen. But as the rounds trickled from round one to round two, You saw a significant difference in who RDR was in that octagon that day. From round one to round two to round two to round three, René de Ritter started slowly turning into a shell of himself. Now, I don't know what it was, but I'm not going to put any excuses out there for René de Ritter. I'm just going to blame it on a good ass whipping on Brendan Allen. Brendan Allen went in there with a similar game plan to Brendan de Ritter. He said, you know what? I could care less about this guy. I'm going to go out there and fight. I'm going to go out there and wrestle with this guy. I'm going to go out there and just do mixed martial arts because that is my profession, is to fight in mixed martial arts in the greatest organization called the UFC. And Brendan Allen showed out. From round two on, René de Ritter cannot get going. Brendan Allen took advantage of René de Ritter. It was two different people from round one and round two to round two to round three and four. Brendan Allen was putting such a whipping on René de Ritter. It got to the point where RDR had to make a decision. RDR had to make a decision, guys. Was it to continue to fight and go into this fifth round, knowing that he's down in this fight, knowing that he's gotten his ass beaten for the last 2 to 3 rounds? Guys, very few people quit on that stool, especially on live television, especially in the biggest and best organization called the UFC. And Brendan de Ritter pulled it off, guys. Brendan Allen made RDR, René de Ritter, quit on that stool last night. He had nothing more. He had nothing to give. RDR quit on himself. Brendan Allen now, I mean, guys, he puts himself into position, guys. Let me read some of these comments. Salt Poppy wasn't a bad boxer, even though he was a YouTuber. Very true. Do you think it's a BS that John Jones is going to fight Alex Pereira in front of the White House while simultaneously ducking Tom Aspinall? Why does he keep talking about Red Dead Redemption? No, guys. No, I actually don't think. I mean, hey, I understand John Jones doesn't want to fight Tom Aspinall, but the reason why he doesn't want to fight Tom Aspinall is because Tom Aspinall, he doesn't have a following, guys. Okay, he doesn't have a following. He's not popular. He's not entertaining. People are not really, breaking down the doors to go watch a Tom Aspinall fight, guys. All right, that's the reason why John Jones wants to fight Alex Pereira. So, hey, I happen to agree with him. And I'm not talking about Red Dead Redemption, guys. I'm talking about René de Ritter. Okay. Now, guys, I did want to mention, guys. To me, honestly, it looks like these guys are starting to notice something, guys. Okay. I think Chimaev has these guys running, guys. Chimaev has these guys running. I mean, you got Anthony Hernandez over here. He was supposed to fight, René de Ritter. But Brandon Allen had to step in on short notice because Anthony Hernandez stepped out, due to a hammy. Okay, pulled a hammy, and unfortunately, he couldn't make it to the fight. But in my opinion, guys, I think Chimaev had these. I think Chimaev is so good, guys. Okay, that he has these guys running for the hills, guys. Okay, he has Anthony Hernandez pulling out of fights. Okay, he has René de Ritter quitting on the stool. Okay, none of these guys want to go up against Chimaev, guys. And let me tell you something. This is going to be a tough situation for the UFC because Brendan Allen, he just threw a wrench right in that middleweight division. He really did. He really, really stopped all that momentum that René de Ritter came with. I mean, It's hard for now. It's hard. Who's gonna fight? Who's gonna fight Chimaev next? Nobody has really gotten a good performance, honestly. I'm just being real. And when it comes to Brendan Allen, that was great and all, but Brendan Allen has some tough losses. I mean, he's lost against the top competitors in the middleweight division, including Anthony Hernandez. I really hope neither Connor nor nor Jones nor Rousey don't fight on the White House card, especially Connor and Ronda. They're washed. There's a whole new era of fighters UFC needs to move on. Dricus, let him win. Hey, I hear you. I hear you. You know what I mean? We're gonna see. We're gonna see how the UFC White House ends up shaping out. You know, uh, that fight happens in June, so we got a lot of time, guys. We got a lot of time, guys. Like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. Run up these likes and run up these subscriptions. Okay. Dricus felt bad, so he gave the cheeks up. Hey, if you say so. You know what I mean? Chimaev definitely took advantage of him. That is pure facts, guys. Pure fucking facts. Okay. Uh, but but yeah, guys, this is gonna be hard. This is gonna be a tough decision. What is Dana White, Sean Shelby, and Mick Maynard? How does that conversation look? You know what I mean? Because I don't think Brendan Allen gets that next opportunity against Chimaev. I really don't. And I don't know if the UFC wants to put Brendan Allen up against Anthony Hernandez. I mean, we already saw how that fight happened. But we do have to mention, guys, that Brendan Allen wasn't training with Bilal Muhammad. Bilal Muhammad is going to go down arguably as one of the best coaches. Okay, he has a bunch of winners over there. Okay, and Brendan Allen is over here winning fights, beating contenders in RDR. Got to thank Brendan Allen, and excuse me, you got to thank Bilal Muhammad uh, for uh, for helping Brendan Allen. Okay, what's top three fights on 3-2-1? I don't know what that is. What's top three fights on? Bilal Muhammad, wasn't he just champ? Yes, Bilal Muhammad was just champ. He was just champ. He was the welterweight champ. Lost against JDM, but he was there. He was in Brendan Allen's corner, and I happen to think that Bilal Muhammad is one of the reasons why RDR and got got that L. So he switched from contender to coach. Well, he's still a contender. Bilal Muhammad is fighting Ian Gary. That is his next fight, and Ian Gary is on a phenomenal winning streak. Uh, I mean, this might be a contender fight right here for Ian Gary. So we shall see. Bilal Muhammad is definitely a coach and still a contender, guys. Okay, definitely. But guys, like I said, yesterday was my first ever loss. My first ever loss for my UFC fight predictions for 2025, guys. I took a huge, huge L last night with my UFC fight predictions. It was bad. It was bad. Uh, but for but right now, with my UFC fight predictions for 2025, I am 238 wins and 158 losses, guys. Okay, that's 238 wins and 158 losses. We got to continue getting these dubs because let me tell you something. Suffering my first loss of 2025 was tough. I hope I will never have to go 5-8 again. Okay, 5-8, guys, with my UFC fight predictions last night. Terrible. Okay, but hopefully we can continue getting these dubs. Okay, what's the top three most exciting fights for you on UFC 3-2-1 next week? You know what, guys? I'm just being honest with you. I'm not that excited. I'm not that excited to watch Cyril Gahn versus Tom Aspinall. I'm actually hoping Cyril Gahn goes in there and shocks the world. Chimaev ain't that special. Gilbert and Usman nearly beat him, and Usman almost overworked him with no camp. Middleweight division is in shambles. Even Izzy had it easy for a while. Sun God, look, man, you're right now. What you're talking right now is straight ass cheeks. Okay, straight ass cheeks. Okay, straight ass cheeks on the toilet, ready to take a shit. That's exactly what you're talking right now. Okay, chill out. All right, chill out. What are you talking about? Chimaev ain't that special. I mean, did you see what he did to the DDP, the champ? I mean, come on, man. Give credit when credit is due. If wrestling wasn't allowed, Chimaev would get knocked out by guys like Ben Askren. Look, man, you guys are a lot of haters out here. What's going on out here with the hatred? All right, what is going on? I think Chimaev is phenomenal. All right, Fluffy Allen and Imarov, they ain't even great contenders. They're in the top five but cause when you got Vittori in there, how can you not rank above him? Guys, I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying, but unfortunately, that's the way the cookie crumbles. That's the way the cookie crumbles right now, guys. All right, please send Chimaev to Bellator. What are you guys talking about? You guys don't like Chimaev that much? You think Chimaev belongs in Bellator? You guys are out of control, man. Out of control. If I was the owner of us, I would trade Chimaev for an unranked fighter. That's crazy. This guy is over here throwing low blows. A division that has uh dualized in top 10 is awful division. Guys, I understand what you're saying. Okay, the middleweight division is not as stacked as it used to be. But to sit here and say that Chimaev is not you know capable and Chimaev should be traded and Chimaev doesn't belong in the UFC, you guys are out of your mind. You guys are out of your mind, guys. I'm just being honest. You're out of your mind. You know what I mean? Straight out of your mind. I'm talking, lunatic type out of your mind. You know what I mean? I'm talking like I'm talking a sane asylum, okay? Type of out of your mind. You know what I mean? Watch when you see Chimaev fight a GSP type. He'd get creamed. Look, Sun God, I understand what you're saying, but is that type anywhere? Is that type here? Is that type even in existence right now? I don't see it. I don't see anybody that can fight like that. If I was in hell and I needed a champion to defend me and I had to choose between Tamayev and Tito Ortiz, I'm picking Big Tito. You crazy, man. You are out of control, man. You are out of control, man. I can't believe you guys. I can't believe you guys. The disrespect, you know what I mean? I don't know what you got to do. I don't know what you got to do around here to get respect. I mean, you go in there, you finish with Robert Whitaker, within a minute, you know. You go in there and totally dominate the champion in DDP, the guy that was beating everybody. And still, you can't get the respect. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's out of control, guys. Honestly, it's out of control. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say right now. Same with Bantamweight and Zahabi. Where is all the talent going? Competition top, getting top half. Only division that excites me is welterweight. GSP is lethal, but he'd be more afraid of Bass Rutten. You guys are tripping, guys. You guys are fucking tripping, man. You guys are tripping right now. Shoelaces just tied up. You know what I mean? I think Prime has Rutten can beat Chimaev in the street fight. He'll do something illegal as hell. I mean, two different weight classes, guys. Bass Rutten, I mean, what is he? A heavyweight? He's like a heavyweight, guys. You know what I mean? Guys, come on, let's get real. Let's get real, guys. All right, let's get real. Let's give respect where it should be given. All right, Chimaev deserves his respect, especially after his last performances, guys. But I just don't know who's gonna fight him in the middleweight division. I mean, Brendan Allen just threw a wrench in that middleweight division. RDR just gave up on the stool. Anthony Hernandez went running for the hills. Guys, I don't know what's next in the middleweight division. Everybody is running away. Okay, nobody wants to fight Chimaev. Point blank. Period. But anyways, guys, you already know what this is. Okay, this is OE MMA TV. I'm your host, OE. Like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. It takes minimal effort to give me the thumbs up, so you might as well do it. Thank you for supporting independent MMA media, guys. And like I always say, This is your channel, the only channel where the fans come first, not last. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Until next time, one love.